Hello and welcome back to my channel. So thank you for everybody joining me in today. This is going to be another one in the series of just doing updates of some of the species that I have. And today I'm choosing the P Metallica. And if you remember, I've got two slings of the P Metallica and I got them from, I think, the spider shop. I'm not too sure. I keep doing so many orders at the minute I can't really remember where I got them from. But literally they were so tiny. They were, no, in fact I didn't. I got them from Creatures from the North. So I've just remembered. So I've got them from Creatures from the North because I was looking at the spider shop, but they sold out way too quickly. And Creatures of the North were the only ones that had them in. So I got them, but they were tiny. And I mean, like it said 2 centimeters, but they were like 1.5 at the push. But I know that they can be very, very tricky keeping them at that stage. But I'm just going to show you how I kept them and just update you on how they're doing, because they're both doing really, really well. And show you the enclosures as well. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, and see all the future updates of these videos. But I'm going to show you these two because they're due an upgrade. So I'm going to upgrade their enclosure to a slightly bigger tub. And you'll see why in a second, but let's flip it around and let's get straight on with the video. Here we have my first sling, and this one is very, very sort of nervous. A little bit smaller than my other one, but I'm just going to try and feed it here. You can see how I did the enclosure, and it actually uses the inside. And with the P Metallica, if you've noticed, it's got some webbing on the left around. I'm not sure if you're all aware that some P Metallicas, they just do not do a lot of webbing in my personal experience. And then I've done it all the way around the outside, and I put the moisture there and not on the inside. So right next to the air holes, you can see the springtails running all over. If they start getting a bit too much, I just don't leave the moisture in as much, and they quickly die off. You can see that this one's not going to feed. It's quite settled, it's chilled, it's got a good sized abdomen. But one thing I want you to notice with the springtails, they're all around, but they never ever go on the tee, which I've been very curious about. But this one is definitely not going to feed. Look, good condition. So let's go over to the second one. So this is the second one, and this one, as I said, is slightly larger. Sorry the camera's shaking, I'm trying to get in quite close. And with this one, what I've noticed, this one lives out here on the edges of the cork bark, and I'm just going to try and see if this one will take. Quite close to the camera, so I'm just trying not to breathe on the tee. This one is very, very chilled, very confident, and you'll see that it's not bothered. I'm literally touching the tee, waiting for it to take. Typical crickets don't move. There we go. So we've had a take on that one. No sort of panic movement. It knew it was there, took it in its own time, could see it, could feel it. This is the confident one out of the two. No idea male or female. Now if you look, I keep it drier on the outskirts of this one, all around the edge. Just trying to give you a close-up there of the tee. Oh, some little tiny fang action going in there. Got that cricket trying to run away. And what I've noticed with this enclosure, the springtails seem to congregate in the middle on the cork bark. If you look there, you can see quite a few at the bottom. This tee is malted, and it put the malt in the middle at the bottom where you can see it. It looks like a load of mites on the wood, but trust me, it's not. It's just springtails. It's moisture in the center there, but what it does is it actually puts the bolus of its food in the center, so they congregate there, and it's easier for me. I get a bit of sphagnum moss, brush it upside, get the springtails on, and I tap them off in other enclosures, and that's what I do. So it looks like there's a load of mites on the side, but it is not. The camera will go a bit closer in a second. You can see that they're all springtails, and they don't harm the tee. They don't go over the tee. You can see the tee's in excellent condition with not anything on it, but it does to the eye look a bit like it's too much, but if it's not affecting them, I don't need to change it, and it's easier for me just to brush it off and put them in there. But you can see that this is getting about the size now I need to move it. The way it's turning itself around, it's not got a lot of room, so the next molt's probably going to be a little bit more difficult for this one in here. So I'm going to update that and just put them in another deli cut, probably 2-3 times the size of this, just because every molt after this will be at least another half size bigger each time. So you can see there with the coloration. I've tried to zoom in and it's got the eye pattern as well. I'm hoping this one is female. It reminds me of my last female, which I just showed a previous little glimpse there. She's no longer with us, but absolutely loved her. So calm, so chill for a P Metallica. Only ever had a threat pose off my previous one twice, and that was when she was going into pre-molt. She wanted to be left alone. But there you go, look. Just doing a little bit of webbing, a small happy dance. Excellent condition. Look, you can see all the springtails on there, little baby ones, big ones, they're all in the middle. They're breeding quite well, so this is a good idea to do a setup like this. So look out for the next update, but that was update 1 for these, and I will see you on the next video.